Your AI is actually not making you smarter, it's making you more confident in the wrong decisions. In this video, I'm going to show you why that happens and give you a simple workflow that I use to get useful AI output instead of these positive and polished hallucinations, the wrong information. Let's go ahead and dive into it.
Subscribe to the channel.
If you use AI for strategy, copy, planning, or decision making, there's actually a really good chance that it's doing something very dangerous behind the scenes. It's not actually just answering your questions, it's reinforcing the wrong assumptions, telling you the wrong thing. This matters because the problem with AI is not only when it gives you the wrong information, its bigger problem is actually when it makes your bad thinking sound polished, thoughtful, and correct. In this video, I'm going to show you what this problem is, why it matters for anyone using AI in business or their work, and an exact 3-step workflow that you can use to get better outputs immediately. So my name's Jason Flegel. I am a global AI architect and consultant. I work more from the perspective of an AI operator, not just an AI tourist or someone who's just exploring AI for the first time. I've been in the AI space since 2017. So I'm really interested in AI. I'm not interested in whether a prompt just sounds clever. I actually care deeply whether the prompt output improves decisions, it saves time, it reduces risks, and it actually creates ROI, or the outcomes that we're looking for. And that's why this topic really matters to me. So a recent article, and I just wrote this article about it actually, it's a recent article highlighting a Stanford study showing that major models often affirm users more than they should, including in situations where pushback would be the healthier or more responsible outcome here, or response. So that means if you're using AI like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini as a thinking partner, you need a better system, not, hey, this answer just sounds good. You need a real system. So the real problem actually is not intelligence, it's obedience. Let's go ahead and start with this core issue here. So most people assume that AI fails because it lacks knowledge. Sometimes that's true, but here's where most people actually get this wrong. So a lot of the time, AI is actually failing because it's too eager to be more agreeable. It doesn't just answer the question, it actually mirrors the framing of the question. So if you ask something like, hey, is this a smart strategy? You may not get a neutral evaluation. You may get more of a polished version of your own bias actually fed back to you in more complete sentences. So what is a real world example? So let's say a founder, an entrepreneur asks an AI tool like ChatGPT, hey, should I lower prices to beat my competitors? The AI will actually give a clean, confident answer about, accessibility, market capture, customer growth. It really sounds smart, but it actually may completely miss the obvious counterpoint. The lower prices could destroy the margins. They could attract, the low-fit customers and actually weaken the brand positioning. So anytime you ask AI for a recommendation, you want to assume that the first answer is directionally useful, but strategically unsafe. And that mindset alone is just going to help you, make better prompts, make you better. So you don't want to confuse this articulate output of these AI tools with more rigorous thinking. Those are definitely not the same thing. So why this is a very serious business problem, let's look at some of the numbers here. So if AI is flattering, your framing, the damage is not going to be just philosophical. It actually shows up in your business. So AI is affirmed the user position 49% more often than humans did, even when presented with objectively harmful or illegal actions. The models gave their stamp of approval 47% of the time. So users became more convinced they were right, less empathetic to the other party, and less willing to apologize to make amends. So this is showing up in like positioning decisions, hiring decisions, campaign strategy, product prioritization, customer messaging, even internal communications like emails, text messages. Now the bad judgments are actually being able to scale faster. So let's say a real world example would be like a marketing lead, marketing director, a CMO asks AI to review like a landing page headline that they like. like. The model says that this new headline might be strong, clear, and persuasive. Awesome. But a conversion data, after some time will actually show that the headline was more vague, it was feature heavy, it missed the real buyer pain points. AI didn't really evaluate the message. It actually validated the marketer's attachment to it, not having, an unbiased opinion. So another example would be like a consultant asks AI to assess a strategy deck, a slide deck that was created. The deck is probably bloated, unclear, it's missing economic logic, but because the prompt is framed in a more positive light, the AI model is actually going to respond with more supportive language instead of sharp critique. So the result then becomes a more polished version of this very weak thinking. So in this case, you want to use AI doing analysis like this first, but not with a full confidence, kind of machine to it. You want to think of it as an opportunity to ask and identify assumptions, look at missing variables, what are some of the risks, what are some of the competing interpretations before you ask what it recommends. Big mistake here that you want to avoid to kind of get to some of these points here. You never want to ask like a leading question when the stakes are high. So is this a good strategy? That's actually like a bad prompt. What are the strongest reasons that this strategy could fail? That's actually more of a better prompt. So let's get into more of the three-step, what I call the anti-sycophancy workflow. So the three-step action plan that you can get better responses here from your AI. So how you can actually fight back. So the first one here is mandating a devil's advocate. So this is really important, where you never want to accept the first answer. Your first prompt can be, analytical, but the second prompt should really force resistance. You want the model to argue against the obvious conclusion. So you want to use prompts like, give me the 3 strongest objections to this idea. What would a skeptical CFO say? You want to assume that this plan fails. Why did it fail? Rewrite this from the perspective of someone who strongly disagrees with this point. Let me show you what this looks like in the real world. So if you're reviewing like a go-to-market plan, don't just ask, hey, what do you think? ChatGPT or Claude, what do you think? Ask, break this plan apart, identify weak assumptions, economic risks, execution bottlenecks, and likely reasons that it will underperform. This totally changes the quality of the prompt output immediately for you. The second step here is going to be separate analysis from recommendation. So most tutorials will just stop here, but this is where the real gains for your prompt outputs from AI are going to happen. So you don't want to ask AI to do all your jobs at once. You want to combine your diagnosis, strategy, recommendation, and final judgments into one prompt. If you do that, you will actually give you some okay results, but you want to split the workflow into separate prompts. So first you want to ask for an analysis, then you want to ask for options, then you want to ask for trade-offs, and then you're going to make the decision for yourself as a real human stakeholder. So for example, a practical prompt sequence would look like this. Prompt 1, summarize the situation and identify the core decision. Prompt 2, list the key assumptions and unknowns. Prompt 3, you want to give me 3 strategic options with the pros, cons, and second order effects. Prompt 4, which option best fits these constraints? And prompt 5, now argue against that option. This is going to be a much stronger decision workflow than what should I do. Step 3, you want to have a human-in-the-loop system. So AI can help you think. It should not replace your thinking entirely. Now, that sounds obvious, but a lot of people violate this every day because the output from these AI assistants or tools, they look finished, and that's not right. A finished-looking answer is not the same as trustworthy answer. So business use case here for marketing teams, AI can draft like campaign angles, summarize research, cluster customer pain points, suggest tests. Awesome. But a human still needs to evaluate whether the strategy matches the brand position, the buyer psychology, budget reality, and actual revenue goals. So for consultants or operators, you can actually use AI to accelerate the briefing, not to own the final call. My rule is simple. The AI can prepare the room. It does not run the meeting. So some mistakes here to avoid. Do not let AI output skip peer review just because they arrived faster. All right, so let's zoom out for a second as we wrap up here. Here's where most people actually get this wrong. They think that better prompting means a more detailed prompting. Now, sometimes it just means more adversarial prompting with some of the prompts that I just gave you. This is the part that really changes everything. So once you stop using AI as a validator and start using it as a structured critic, the quality of your decision actually improves much faster. So making this very practical, the next time you use AI for a business decision or a work decision, do not ask for an answer first, ask for opposition to your prompts first. Most tutorials that you see on YouTube, other places online, they will tell you everything you want to hear. I'm trying to give you some of the real, valuable information that I have found that has worked well now after over 500 AI tools and integrations and software projects that I've been a part of for AI. So build this into your standard workflow, not just the occasional prompting that you're doing with AI. Again, once you know the pattern, you're going to be able to fix things. So you want to force the counter arguments, separate analysis from recommendation, and keep you as the human in the loop. If you do that, AI stops being a polished echo chamber, just telling you exactly what you want to hear, and becomes a much better strategic assistant, an AI partner to help you improve the work or your business that you're doing. If you want a detailed anti-sycophancy prompt checklist from the video, go ahead and let me know down in the video description that you want checklist. So just drop checklist down below, and please make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well. And if you found this video useful, go ahead and send it to another person on your team, at work, or in your business who's trusting maybe AI a little bit too easily right now. And also, again, I do a lot of AI consulting, growth consulting around the world. So I'll drop this link here if anyone wants to check out this full article on my AI Pathfinder newsletter. But with that, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Remember to keep moving forward, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.